Okay, perfect.
Technology.
There we go. Awesome. So, just to give a little bit of introduction to today, I'm Elliot. I'm the Life of Humber team, and this is our We Got You Live series where we answer your questions. So, today's guest is a second-year student in the Child and Youth Care Worker Program, and quotes, "I found the meaning of life. Love is the answer always." Introducing peer tutor and learning coach, Wong. Thank you so much for coming on live with us today. We really appreciate it.
Hola, hola.
Yeah, so say hi to everybody, and yeah, we'll just get right into it.
Hi, everybody.
There we go. Awesome. So, what are some ways students can prepare themselves for online midterms or exams?
Wow. So relevant. Such a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Before preparing, right, show gratitude. Right? Show gratitude to yourself and, have a gratitude practice. If that's journaling every morning, like take a minute, right? Take 60 seconds. And I feel like this is so foundational as we're all affected by the pandemic. Think of things that, you're thankful for at the present moment. And, it might be hard for a lot of people. And if you can't think of anything, thank yourself 3 times, right? I learned this from a professional volleyball player, where he just wanted to make every day the best day. So it might look like this, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, right? Exams are going to be a challenge, for so many, So reminding yourself the joy you have right now in front of you will help balance all the negative news one is exposed to every day, right? Another thing is what I like to do often is remind yourself, why you're a student, right? And I feel like when you ask yourself this question, it really puts things in perspective as everyone has their own goal, right? And, I think lastly, how students can, prepare themselves for online midterms or exam is, find time to disconnect from technology, right? And because you lose your ability to self-reflect, right? I feel like that's super important, Elliot.
No, yeah, for sure. You put some really good tips on the table there. Like showing thankfulness for yourself and gratitude is something that we can always miss. And sometimes we don't think we're enough. So you always got to thank yourself for trying your best and just being you.
Absolutely. Be you. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unapologetically.
Exactly. We love that here. And so what's one thing to help minimize distractions at home if you're working online?
Yeah, distractions. I feel like I can't focus for on my schoolwork, right? So that's also a great question. And what I really feel is really important is to set boundaries, right? Set boundaries and communicate, with your loved ones, your friends, your partners, whoever you deem in your circle that you're close to, right? And then you want to build that relationship. And letting them know that school is important to you, right? Verbalize it. Because, don't assume that they know that school is something that you value today, right now. And the only way they know is if you say that, right? And I feel like, to minimize distractions at home, I encourage you to explore the beauty of ergonomics. I think you might hear that, floating around that word these days because everyone's learning from home. Ergonomics can be roughly defined as the study of people working in their environment. And the goal is to eliminate discomfort and risks of injury during being in one position all day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for me, it's a quick, physical acknowledgement where I'm like, if I'm sitting all day and I have low back pain from sitting all day, I just stop work. I can't focus anymore.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Definitely, as you're saying before, one, set boundaries, because I feel like it could be easy for people, not only myself, to have their almost personal life and school life sort of intertwined now that you're doing the same thing from home. So that's a good point you said there. And yeah, also, as you said, so is there any importance of sleep when you are focusing on school?
Everything. Like my whole schedule revolves around my sleep. It's above every single thing, even relationships, right? Because sleep deprivation, worsens attention and concentration, right? We need that, and without attention and concentration, our time is not used efficiently towards whatever our academic or career goals are. And having a sleep routine, you might hear it as, have like a wind down routine, where you're slowly, gradually, right, preparing your mind and body to recover, to do like your favorite things tomorrow, right? And how a wind down routine might look like is like no screen time for like 30 minutes before bed, right? But remember, start small and be kind to yourself. Say if that's usually a thing that you do before bed, you look at your phone, 30 minutes might be a really long time, right? Start with 2 minutes, right? And this is what you're gonna continue doing, to build healthy habits, right? Start small, something achievable. How else might a wind down routine look like? It's like making tea, right? Reading a book. I feel like please don't read a book where it's like really heavy on like social issues, and your feeling of needing to change the world or solve world hunger before you go to sleep. All right, like have a book like Choosing a Dog, because it's nice and easy.
Perfect.
Right? Don't try to change the world yourself.
Yeah, I feel like one of your biggest takeaways from that is start small. It takes time to build up these routines, so it's about consistency and gradually building up your level of comfort with them.
You nailed it. Consistency, Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. So jumping back into what are some ways or tips to help prepare for midterms that have been beneficial to you? As you're talking about a little bit about sleep routines, is there any other beneficial tips you have?
Absolutely. I don't know about everyone, online right now, learning virtually. I get lonely. I get very lonely, especially in this basement with little sunlight. But I feel like have a study buddy, right? Have a study buddy. Reach out to your peers. That also is a great time to check in with each other, right? Because we're humans. Elliot, you're human. I'm human. We're all social beings, and don't forget the importance of connecting with others just for the sake of our own mental health, right? So important. I feel like this app, right? Online, it's called FocusMate, right? And this is what really been helping me. I'm not sponsored by FocusMate, but it's just a free service that is helping me get through my studying, right? And essentially is accountability partners online, where you have an hour session. It's only an hour session. And in the first 10 minutes, you'll introduce yourself and your goals that you want to complete. And then you mute yourself, but you're still on camera. And then 5 minutes before the end of the session, you hear a bell ring, right? And then you come back and just to talk about with the other person that you're randomly matched up with. Hey, did you complete your goal? And it's great. It's great. It's free as well. Everyone gets 3 sessions, so try it out for free.
No, that's amazing. I've never actually heard about that program until you, or that app until you discussed it with me, and I've never heard anything like that. It's a game changer. So for students who sort of want that, but want that help with school, where can they go for extra help within the school?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, not all of us can be on campus, right? Right now, because we're following public health orders, but all the student services are fully online, right? And there's so many humans ready to help you. And for myself, I am a peer learning coach, so I also help facilitate workshops with PALS, the Peer Assisted Learning Supports team. And come say hi. We have 3 learning skill workshops throughout the week, and it can range from how to learn online, exactly here like this, how to prepare for online tests and exams, how to do well in multiple choice, how to time manage. I went there last year for my first year, a whole bunch of learning skill workshops, and they really added value to my life, right?
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Yeah, for more information, you go check out PALS, or Peer Assisted Learning Supports, at Humber, and you can find out all the information there of where you can get some extra help, and definitely go check out him. But as you're saying too, you are a second-year student, so how has online learning been for you?
I can't even lie. I can't even lie. It's been extremely challenging, like more than I thought. Right? Everything is online. Everything is like super self-directed. So my time management skills has definitely, increased. But what I missed most was my faculty, right? Shout outs to, the faculty of Child and Youth Care, CYC. They are all magical storytellers, right? And they've been the most supportive people. So I don't even call them instructors anymore. I just call them my community members. Like all of you watching, right? We're one big family, the Humber family.
That's amazing to hear. So talking has there been anything that helped you specifically for challenging those online working habits?
Things that I found challenging?
Yeah, like what has helped you to overcome these challenges working online?
Yeah. Really taking a step back, right? Reminding yourself, right, that you're just so much more than your grades, right? There's a lot of pressure depending on the household you grew up in and the pressure you put on yourself, and you're also so much more than your work title. So shout outs to everyone working right now on top of full-time school, trying to survive, right? Continue to be kind to yourself. And if I asked you, Elliot, if you take care of yourself, aren't you taking care of others?
That's a good point. You would, yeah. And even talking back to, as you were saying, sorry, I just had a little brain fart. I forgot what I was going to say.
I always have those.
Yeah. So, okay, I guess one thing I was going to say about missing about school was I miss the handouts personally. I miss being able to see it physically in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I found challenging, was following my notes and being like prepared for class. So what I found for myself is actually going through all the critical paths and the schedules of your classes beforehand and look at the notes before to see what's happening during the week. That way you're prepared.
Yeah.
So at least for me, that's what I found challenging, and that's how I've been overcoming that.
I love that. I'm definitely a handout person, and unfortunately, not everyone has access to printing or can afford it. And yeah, that's just the reality.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And I'm not sure what I was going to say before. It totally slipped my head, but if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. But I think we'll just move on for now. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming live with us today. We can take a minute to actually look through some questions here I believe we had. Let's check out. Sounds like a cool program. Yes. So actually, what was the program you talked about called before for the hour sessions?
Yeah, it's called FocusMate.
FocusMate.
Yes, FocusMate.
Yeah, awesome. So check that out if you're interested in that. What topics do the Learning Skills workshop cover?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned how to time manage, right? A real favorite of mine to facilitate is like, oh snap, you broke. How you manage your money, right? And we talk about financial enablers and the trauma of money, which Humber also did a great series on. And for me, it's, if you have any suggestion as well, attend these learning skill workshops, and there's always a feedback form, right? And that is like your attendance, because if you attend more than 5 learning skill workshops, you get a credit on your CCR. So yeah, I encourage you just to check it out on Humber's website, right? PALS, and then you can see the schedule.
No, that's perfect. And there's another question following up about that. Is there a peer tutor service online? How do I sign up for it?
Absolutely. Again, everything can be found on Humber's website. Peer tutoring is a student service that you pay for, right? So if no one knows about peer tutoring, you're connected with a person that did the exact same course, right? And they achieved 80% or higher in that course, right? So they have the knowledge of how to do well, right? And I also found that it's a great way to get used textbooks. Textbooks be expensive, so connect with them. You have up to 3 hours per week that you pay for as part of your tuition. And if you if you're like associated with the accessibility learning services as well, and if you have some accommodations, you can request even more. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. If you're paying for it and you're getting the connection and knowledge from someone who's been in your program, definitely go for it. That's an amazing resource we have here at Humber. And one person asked, what is the link? The link for, at least for PALS, is humber.ca/learning resources. I can type that in here if you would like.
Oh, good memory, Elliot. Good memory.
I had to quickly do a little Google search right here, but I believe that should be it, if that works. Should check that out, copy that. If not, just search Peer Assisted Learning Support on Humber, and you'll find it, and you'll be right there. But yeah, I think that's all the questions we've had. We've answered them. Awesome. But if no one else has any other questions, then do you have any additional comments for folks to leave them with?
Yeah. So I would love to share with you friends a quote, right, that showed up on my social media feed. And maybe you seen it shared as well, right? But it got me to, reflecting on my healing journey these past months, right? Especially during this lockdown. And it's quoted, "A measure of liberation will be found in our capacity for intimacy," unquote, right? You can check out the quote on Instagram at Prentish, that Elliot can help me.
Post it right here for you.
Yeah, thank you. And
comments.
By intimacy, I mean the skills of being and relating closely, including vulnerability, including care, including expressing and respecting boundaries, and diminishing the need to dominate our own and others' emotions for the sake of perceived stability. That was a little blurb on the end of the kind of quote on Instagram, and I feel like it was so powerful for me that I just want to share it with the world.
Oh, awesome! Thank you for sharing that. And as you're saying that, we actually got one more question here. What do you do if you're having difficulty in your classes?
Hey, I can say you showed up today, right? And that tells me that you want to do better. So Humber, even though we're not on campus, there's so many events that you can go to and check out. And I feel like it's so important to, reach out to the different student services. If it's, BASE, if it's, the Aboriginal Resource Center, if it's the LGBTQ Resource Center, first year experience, like it's everything you pay for, right? And I guarantee you, the more you show up, the more support you're gonna feel. Like I try to check it out as much as I can last year, and this is fam.
Definitely, for sure. And if you're looking for help on your classes, definitely check out PALS for the peer tutoring, and get you all set up there.
That's right.
Yeah. If there's no other questions here, we can wrap it up. But thank you so much for also coming live with us today. We hope that provided everyone with a bit more value and information about online midterms and how to get some help.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, and thanks for inviting me, Elliot. This was great.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for coming on live. Appreciate it. And thank you for everybody in the chat here for showing up too. We really appreciate that. But yeah, if you have any other questions or have any ideas for next topics, let us know. Let's stay safe out there, everyone. We hope to see you in the next one. All right. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
See everybody later. Bye.